gotta bless the reservists. I mean, 60,000 call-ups are taking place right now for the third, the fourth round of service. And some of them, like me, have been in the whole time. And it's tough. And people are getting ready mentally, physically, training in their shooting, training in all the different technical aspects of being a soldier. And a senior security source just now mentioned that Operation Gideon Chariots, he's calling it. That's going to be the goal, to defeat and subdue Hamas in Gaza and release all the hostages. And according to the source, in accordance with the plan formulated by the Chief of Staff of the IDF Command and approved by the Minister of Defense and the Prime Minister, IDF will defeat them entirely, destroy all of the military and governmental capabilities of the Hamas, while creating strong pressure for the release of the hostages at the same time. I love this. This is what we need to do. I mean, it's hard, but it's what's necessary. A strong measures and also to make a strong protective envelope there around Gaza, so that there will be able to have maneuvering by land, by air, by sea, using heavy equipment to neutralize explosive devices and to destroy all the threatening structures. So what we're seeing here is that Gazan civilians will have to be moved. They'll probably move along with Hamas terrorists. And so a central component of the plan is going to be essentially the broad evacuation of the entire Gazan population from the fighting areas, including the northern Gaza, to areas in the southern Gaza. And there's going to be a separation between them and the Hamas terrorists as they're moving, in order to make sure that we can operate without dying. Okay, and so the IDF will remain in any area that is conquered in order to prevent the return of the terrorists and make sure the entire area is secure. It's going to be cleared in accordance with the Rafah model, where we moved people out, cleared the whole thing, made sure all threats were eliminated, and that there was a proper security zone. We're going to address the humanitarian aid issue. A great humanitarian aid plan will be implemented. This is all happening now, my friends, and it's already approved by the cabinet, and it's going to distinguish between aid that the Hamas is trying to steal and use as fighting power, and it's going to be different aid that is, the aid's going to be in the Morag corridor, so you're going to have a sterile zone there where everyone who goes through is screened to make sure that they're not Hamas. Okay, that's smart. Donald Trump, President of the United States, says the aim of his administration at the same time is nuclear talks with Iran to make sure they completely and totally dismantle the Tehran nuclear program. But he's open to the fact that they may want to do civilian nuclear energy. So he's trying to negotiate with them still. But now, just now when he met NBC, he says to the NBC correspondent, he said civilian energy is what they're calling it, but it often leads to military nuclear grade enrichment. And so he said it's very simple. They have to make sure that there's no chance, and they have to show the world that there's no chance they can have a nuclear weapon. And at the same time, and he's really all options are on the table to stop them. Right, with Israel, with America. And now Defense Minister of Iran, Aziz Nazirzadeh, warned that Iran will retaliate against the U.S. or Israel if they try to take out the nuclear weapons by military means. Okay? And Netanyahu says, hey, the fact that Houthis shot our airport, well, we're going to strike back and we're going to hold Iran to task for their big support and their training, and they're the ones responsible for what the Houthis are doing. They're a force of Iran. And so when the Houthis hit our main airport, Israel says, that's it. We are going to choose a time and we are going to strike Iran ourselves. And Nazirzadeh, he says, hey, U.S. and Israel have been messing with me, and we are going to ready to attack them. So Iran harbors no hostility toward its neighbors. U.S. regional bases will be fair targets if they're attacked, but no country better help United States or Israel, or they're going to get attacked too by Iran. Iran's really backing into a corner. And they said, we have a surprise for you, says Iran. The new solid fuel ballistic missile Qasem Basir, with a range of 1,200 kilometers, that's 750 miles. They can strike almost anywhere. Guys, we have to quote the word of God and be strong in these times. Psalm 60 verse 12 says, with God we will do valiantly, it's the God of Israel. It is he who will tread down our foes. You know, when I think of prayer, do you pray ever? Are you a praying person? I was praying just now, and I'm just praying, and something came to me, and I thought about this. I was like, talking to the enemies of Israel, and I'm just saying, you want to mess with the God of Israel? You want to mess with the God of Israel? The God of Israel is the God who created every living thing on this planet. You want to mess with Israel that is promised that God will protect? Okay? You want to mess with the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? I'm a son of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You want to mess with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? I'm a son of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You're messing. You're barking up the wrong tree, and you're going to find out real quick if you keep going down the path you're going.